talk about this movie.
This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Surprise.
I don't know why I thought it was going to be.
Wasn't even close.
No.
Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Oh, boy.
To another episode
In
of
your
Decom
defense,
Descendants.
that was the theme song. Brand changed it this week
That's
just to
right.
mess you up.
Yeah.
'Cause
This
we
week on
listen
Decom
every week.
Descendants.
Yep.
Loser. Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Welcome
man.
to Decom Descendants. It's great to be here today.
It's the show that's sweeping the nation.
Talking about Cheetah Girls.
Cheetah-licious. 2. Cheetah Girls 2.
Very excited to break down this movie. Kenny Ortega's back. We're having a great time, aren't we?
Sure.
Dan, we got any new reviews that you know of by chance?
I will check right now.
Yeah, you check right now because once again, we're trying to get to 300.
We're still at 170.
Okay.
We're at 170. We have gotten new reviews.
Oh, good.
Stay Beautiful 1718.
I will.
This is someone that was born in 1718, which is not many of them left.
And they're staying beautiful.
300.
If you could send us like what your
tips
skincare
are.
routine could be.
Says, proud of you, Bran. 5 stars for Bran's witty wordplay. Also very proud of you for trying a yogurt cupcake. Your bravery is outstanding.
Aw.
Or astounding, excuse me. I can only imagine that there's a little bit of sarcasm there. I would hope so.
I didn't hear any.
You don't think there's any sarcasm?
I didn't hear any. No.
You didn't hear any. Okay. Maybe that's how I read it.
No, that felt authentic.
Felt authentic. Okay. There you have it. Shows you what I know.
A couple of comments on the Windy Woo episode. Travis said, yes, yes, yes. We have been waiting for this. So Travis was very excited about the Windy Woo episode. And Melanie says, Aaron for Office Queen, obvi.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, of
thank
course,
you, Melanie.
That's what we've been waiting for.
That's one vote for me.
We're
How
still
about you
tallying
guys?
those votes over the course of the
Yes.
next 130 episodes. So keep track.
Keep track.
We all voted for ourselves. So now Aaron leads 2 to 1 to 1.
Yes. If somebody else could, chime in, let us know your thoughts
That'd be
on,
fun.
Aaron for Office
on
Queen.
Office Queen. The other thing that we're still looking forward, I don't know, it's time for the delish. I was going to try to do some sort of fun.
We're also looking forward.
It's time for the delish. It's where Aaron brings something to the table, literally, and we enjoy it, whether it be a food or a drink related to the movie that we're watching today. Today is Cheetah Girls 2, where they strut through Barcelona and have a good old time. What'd you bring for us today, Aaron Shea?
Oh,
It's a good rhyme.
yeah, it was. I went off of the fact that we're in Barcelona. And so I brought a mocktail sangria.
Okay. So it's a sangria without alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Just trying to throw one out there to the people.
We
trying
could-
to mix it up with cocktails.
I got you. Okay. I was about to say, because we did drink gin at 9 in the morning last week, but you were like this week
but we have some listeners who
that love a mocktail.
yeah. And so I
Fair.
like to space it out and
Fair.
space it out. Now, what does this have to do with Barcelona?
sangria is Spanish.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, fair
Come
enough.
on, man. Come on.
I didn't know if there was more to it.
No. The other delish option was for me to just hand you pieces of toast from my purse. So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
You didn't do a full tapas spread for us. I feel like that's,
No.
it's the least we could have done here this
But
morning.
if you're in Greenville, you can go over to the Cook Station. They
Shout
have
out.
a
Shout
brand
out.
new tapas menu.
How do
Cool.
you?
What's in this?
Yeah, how do you
now that
make
it's-
it?
yeah,
Because I
there's not a
taste
wine in
apple, I
there.
taste apple juice.
Is it a sparkling apple
Yeah, pretty much.
juice? I got you.
It's a sparkling apple.
Cool.
juice.
Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, you can. The recipe that I will publish, you have some fruit in there as well. I just didn't. Brand's not eating fruit at 9 in the morning.
Well, that's how.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm getting.
I mean, I don't know why you attached a time to that.
Yeah. Well, I like some fruits.
Like it was the 9 a.m. that was holding him back there.
I get down with a banana. I get down with an apple. I get down with some
Okay.
grapes.
But before you've had your morning sweets.
I mean, I'm just saying, if it was around, I would.
Yeah, it just seemed like a lot of work for 3 small glasses of sangria.
I just don't want to be blamed
Yeah.
for this. is all.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
you
No,
can't get in
it's
trouble
me.
with
It
this.
was me.
Yeah.
Because I
Hypothetically,
can get down with an apple. I've said it once. I've said it a million times.
yeah, I worked 3 different shifts of various jobs yesterday. And when I got home, I said, you know what? No, I'm not cutting up a
Not
bunch of
gonna
fruit. Not gonna fruit.
Not gonna fruit.
I'm gonna
It's on me,
mocktail.
and I'm blaming Brand, but I'll take that.
That's fair.
I'll be honest.
So we can blame Brand. It's fine.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't want. I don't like this narrative out there.
Yeah, this is the new brand. This brand eats yogurt.
That's exactly.
Yogurt.
So this brand definitely gets down with a
still
banana
hasn't
and an
just
apple.
taken a giant spoonful of yogurt and put it in his mouth. Like he had a little bit of yogurt in the glaze of and the cake of a cupcake. That is barely yogurt.
I got sick to my stomach. You just describing a spoonful of
just
yogurt.
plain yogurt or vanilla yogurt.
Smell that stuff.
Yeah, it smells like vanilla yogurt.
It smells awful.
Yogurt.
It literally, like every time I've ever smelled yogurt, it reminds me.
Do you know the best thing about this is that twice a week,
He has a
every
smoothie.
week, Bran has a full serving of Greek yogurt.
Yes. Yes.
And we never hear about it.
Never once.
No, because it's surrounded by a lot of other things.
The
I'm saying,
fruits that he gets down with.
that's right.
Yeah.
What
all
I'm
the fruits he
saying
gets
is
in
when if I have a yogurt cup, which I would like open for my kids or something, it literally makes me sick to my stomach.
It's
to smell it.
that is exactly how you with yogurt is me with eggs.
Yeah, I just
So like eggs in things, whatever. Yeah, put some eggs in a cake, I'm down. But like just eggs? No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That must be really rough for you because as someone who has watched your kids, they go through a lot of yogurt.
They love yogurt.
They love yogurt.
They love yogurt. And I don't stop them. I let them live their life. Let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll do Cheetah Girls 2. Talking Cheetah Girls 2.
Woo! Let's go!
Decom Descendants.
Decom Descendants.
Decom Descendants.
Decom Descendants.
We'll have it in
Decom
post. Decom
Descendants.
Descendants.
We fix that.
What if I don't?
Just line it all up. Come on.
Hi,
Do your
everybody.
job.
I believe Decom Descendants is produced by Brandon Gray.
That's right.
So,
That's true. That's true.
so I don't know why you're telling me
That's
to
right.
do
We
this.
blame Brand.
Well,
once
produce
again.
doesn't mean edits. That's
true.
That's a totally different.
Notice I don't give an editing credit.
Yeah, there's no editing credit.
in any of the shows.
Who's
Note.
editing Decom Descendants?
I want to know.
I want to know.
We'll never know.
We're talking Cheetah Girls to do, everybody.
Could be
Cheetah
no
Girls.
Could be no one. High probability it's no one.
Cheetah Girls 2, which apparently is also known as the Cheetah Girls Win in Spain.
Yeah,
Like
no.
W-I-N, win in the
W-
Cheetah
no.
Girls win in Spain.
W-A-N.
Or
Like-
Cheetah Girls
like
win in Spain. Like win in Rome.
yeah, but it never.
It never took off.
No.
Yeah.
On the DVD cover, it just says, "The party's just begun."
Which is a lyric from that opening song.
There
Yeah,
you
it
go.
is one of the 38 tracks we hear throughout
Amen.
the film.
Not
I'll
enough.
tell you what,
More tracks.
100%. August 25th, 2006.
This movie could have been a full like Les Mis situation where there's no spoken dialogue, and
Would
I
have
would have
been
been
better.
thrilled.
Probably would have been way better. Way better.
The dialogue is actually
What's holding its back.
Yes, 100%. August 25th, 2006. You get to the end of summer. You're getting ready for school. Cheetah Girls 2, Barcelona. This
Is
movie.
it summer?
I don't know what you're doing up there. I know that most people, and towards the end of
what date was
August. Huh?
What date?
August 25th.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have been like going back to school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, down in the South, we were all in school, and then up north, Labor Day is when you go back to school, right? Like right around, like that's what I've always heard. Is that not accurate?
Typically, I think most of my childhood we would go back after Labor Day, and then it became like the week before, and it was so weird because you go in for literally 2 days.
And then you get Monday off.
Mhm.
That's weird.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
The teachers would have like Monday, Tuesday, so you would go in
Wednesday, Thursday,
Wednesday,
Friday.
Thursday, maybe Friday. I think we got Friday off too. Like I don't know.
What
it was
a weird
the
precedent.
first when I worked at the elementary school.
We don't want to work
It's a
them too hard.
2-day on, 4-day off situation.
Like as a kid, you don't really track
No.
what days you're there. But when I was there as a teacher, the first like 2 months of school, you do not have a full week. It's wild
Yeah, that's tough.
because we had just there's random holidays there. Our town would get all the Jewish holidays off as well. Just you're never in school, and then you're in
Not mad
school for
about
a
it.
few weeks, and then all of a sudden it's like Thanksgiving and Christmas and
But that
Not in
makes
school
like
for that.
when you have that for so long, it makes like the first full week feel
The
like
worst.
an eternity.
Feel like it
Absolute
just
worst.
never ends.
Oh man, we're still here,
dude.
huh? This is crazy.
That first
I
full
gotta come
week
back
of
again.
first full week of
Oh, no,
August
it's-
when I taught, I was like, by the end of it, I was just like, this is
too
I
many
can't
days.
do this.
This
Who
is too
does
many,
this?
It's too
I don't-
many
yeah.
days. It's too many days.
5 days.
This movie was written by Jordis Pierre and
Shout out.
Bethesda Brown and directed by
Bethesda?
Bethesda.
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 Bethesda. The whole Duff family. Great
Are you
people.
making fun of me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I want you to know that when you do that, I almost every time it goes over my head. Like I don't know
Buddy,
what you're talking about.
I'm sorry.
Kenny
should be sorry.
Kenny
That's
Ortega
Bonnie
is the
Badilla.
director. Maybe you've heard of Kenny Ortega.
Yeah.
And it's starring Raven Simone and the gang. Also produced by Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
That Whitney Houston. So do with that information what you will. I don't know. All right. We're at a post-graduation party, which threw me for a loop because I couldn't figure out like
Who
did they
graduated?
who's
And
graduated.
none of the Cheetah girls have graduated.
Well,
Well, it
that's,
was weird
That's
'cause
what I was confused by.
Timeline-wise, if they're going in real time, they should not have graduated. But then also, if you notice, the front row of the concert was a bunch of 8-year-old girls.
Yeah,
so
it's a
I
weird
was
graduation
It's a
party.
weird
I
graduation
was
party.
confused
Yeah.
too. Like, is it
No-
middle school graduation?
And I want to be clear, none of the Cheetah girls have graduated. They all look like they're in their mid-20s. And the Cheetah girls have a CD that has been published and produced. And they've gone basically and done some touring. So they are pretty famous.
in the canon of the...
Right? Like Raven Simone's like, look, here's our CD, here's our blah, blah, blah. We went and did these concerts. Like she says it in the movie. So they are famous in their
famous.
school.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
famous worldwide, but they are famous
in their school.
in
yes,
their
yes,
school,
yes, yes.
but they've also produced a full album already. That's who they
they're
are.
out there. They're out there grinding, you know.
Right.
And they sing a song right away. They crush it, of course. The Cheetah
Well,
Girls
the choreography, popping.
popping. What's the
Man.
name of that first song?
The party's just begun.
Party's just begun. So I think
what
you
we're gonna call it,
might
yeah.
be right. So this is 2 years after the
Pull up
first
Cheetah
movie.
Girls
The
2
girls,
soundtrack on Spotify.
the girls have just completed their junior year of school.
Yeah, the party's
and-
just begun. I stand by it.
Nailed it. We find out that Chanel and her mom are apparently going to go to spend summer in Barcelona because Chanel's mom is dating a fellow over there.
From Barcelona.
That's
right.
And so they all come over to Galleria's place, her giant room, and they're like, sad because what are we gonna do? You're gonna be in Barcelona all summer. Aqua from across the room sees a shooting star outside.
Through the curtains.
Yes, and says, let's go. And then I don't know if the star we see
Is the star...
is the star that she saw or if it's a 2-for-1 special on shooting stars. But either way, they decide to make a wish on a shooting star. I'm sure she takes a line of hot sauce and they make a wish together. The
Hot
wish
sauce not mentioned all movie.
No.
Huge part
They
of her
dropped it.
personality
Yeah.
in the
They
first
dropped
movie. It's gone. The whole Texas, all of that, nowhere to be found.
even like, that was even too much for Kenny Ortega. He
well,
was
there's
like,
just
"God."
when are you going to put all these words in with all the songs?
That's right. That's right.
Dan gets it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So they make a wish, which is to go to Barcelona together as Cheetah Girls. And just then, some say the Holy Spirit, some say a gust of wind. Word's still
Who's
out.
to say?
Word's
Who
still
was
out.
saying the Holy Spirit?
And what you don't know is a sneaky Christian movie. And so it blows this magazine.
I think it's more of a sneaky teen just movie.
open.
I stopped believing in God after this movie.
The magazine opens up and there's an ad for the Barcelona Music Festival.
Oh my God.
And so they're like, we need to call, we need to try to audition, but they do the quick math. Time zone, it's 11 p.m. here, can't call. So Galleria sets an alarm for 4 a.m., calls, and they audition over the phone, I guess, and they make it as long as they get parental permission. So they're good to go. They land in Barcelona and they go exploring. They go
they do.
shopping.
They meet a guy with a guitar
Well,
who
yes,
sings.
they take a break, and obviously a mysterious fella comes walking down the stairs playing the guitar,
Angel.
and that leads them to doing this thing, which I would advise everyone listening not to do, which is to follow this fellow around Barcelona. And
No, I think when you're a teenage girl unchaperoned in Spain,
That's what I was going to get to.
The first cute boy with the guitar who walks up to you, you just follow
You
him
follow
blindly.
follow him around.
And I will say this.
Don't ask questions.
Kudos to these parents who do manage to get all of these Cheetah girls to Barcelona and then have the resolve to go, you know what? This is your time. This is your time.
This is your moment.
I don't want to get in the way of your time. It's a foreign country. It's a big city. You know what? If you do selfie check-ins and you meet us back in 6 hours, I think we'll be fine.
I love that when the girls were like, we have to go to Barcelona, and Chanel's mom was like, well, I can't handle all 4 of you by myself. So obviously Galleria's
right.
mom has to come too.
So they can go drink together,
So-
apparently. Like,
Just
I
so
don't,
that
what's happening.
So
right
she can
now.
have a friend
Yeah.
to hang out with while the girls are off by themselves. So
Cool.
chaperoning, top notch.
You nailed it.
Chaperoning is top notch. That's all you need to know. And so they are.
Though this could be a sneaky, like, first daughter chasing liberty situation where Angel is actually paid security.
Yes, that is possible.
He's not, but it could be. We
It
can
could be.
can
That's
pretend
okay.
that the parents
then
paid
it makes
him.
sense. Yes.
So they walk or they frolic around town. They sing a song called Strut. That
It's 10 out of 10, no notes.
Includes way more instruments than what
Is
we
being
see, but it doesn't
shown on
matter.
screen. It doesn't matter.
Yes, his name is Angel, and I'm sure we'll never see him again. And so they go to check out Chanel's mom's boyfriend's house.
It's massive.
massive.
Even
It's-
by Spanish mansion
Yeah.
standards.
Yeah,
it's massive.
it could be a resort.
yeah. Chanel
Yeah.
unimpressed.
Yeah. Each girl gets their own massive suite.
That's right.
Chanel's like, whatever. And does it have something to do with the fact that she doesn't want her mom to marry this guy and them have to move to Barcelona or whatever? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think she really cares about her mom marrying him. She just doesn't want to
move to Barcelona.
Spain.
Right.
And I get it for a little bit. Like, if I was about to enter my senior year of high school, I'd probably want to finish out my senior year. But then I'd be like, yeah, let's move to the mansion in Spain.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Is the mansion in Barcelona still available?
Yeah.
I'll go.
I would like to I volunteer as
I
tribute.
mean, options Manhattan and Barcelona. You're already in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mansion in Barcelona.
Yeah, come on.
So
Send me. The air is probably way better than
I mean,
Manhattan.
think about the air. Yeah, think about the air quality.
Just your health.
Yeah.
Your happiness.
You just think about it. So the next day,
I'm sold. I'm in.
The next day, the girls go and they successfully auditioned. I guess what they did over the phone was like an audition to audition. I'm not sure, but they find out that they made it, which is very exciting. And the Cheetah girls, they're chilling, and they meet Joaquin, who is Luke's godson. Luke being the boyfriend of the mom. And immediately becomes
I feel
very
like we should have like a pull down
yes.
chart.
So as you can see here,
Yeah. And it's important, guys. If
yeah.
you don't know how everyone's connected, this movie isn't going to
It
work
just
for
falls
you.
apart.
that's right. And Joaquin is immediately taken by Dorinda, and they find out that he's a dancer, and he asks Dorinda if they could dance together sometime, and she's like,
Oh boy.
"Oh boy." The next day, it's time to dance together, and she shows up at the dance studio, and they dance very closely for.
To a beautiful
to-
song
Yes.
sung by the one and only Drew Seeley,
Pour one up for Drew Seeley.
Yeah, Drew Seeley.
Pour up a mocktail for Drew Seeley,
who is still not on camera.
who I believe is still doing songs for Disney Channel as we speak. He's doing his next big hit. Okay, so that night, Joaquin takes the Cheetahs to the Dancing Cat, which is a local Spanish teen nightclub. And apparently all of the performers that are going to perform at the Barcelona Music Festival also apparently it's like
Perform
a rite
at
of
this-
passage.
at this
That's
teen
exactly
club.
right. Including Marisol, who shows up and she sings a song, and the Cheetahs are like, uh-oh, she's real good.
She's real good. Is
And-
she real good? No, but they think she's real good.
She is wearing...
I don't think she's real good when she sings in English.
Yeah. Something gets lost in translation there.
The song that we, at the time of the movie
Yes.
we are at, knowing nothing else, her song sucks.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was
It's bad.
Watch if you can watch that movie, takethetape.com. There is a moment where my face isn't sure what I'm listening to because I've heard that song numerous times in Spanish. I personally am a fan of Belinda.
The
actress
Yes.
playing
Oh, yes,
Marisol. And so I've heard that song in Spanish and it's a bop. And then she
Bop,
started
bop,
singing
bop,
in
bop to
English
the
and
top.
I didn't
brutal.
know what I was listening to. Like for a moment was convinced they had dubbed over.
I also think to make her voice say some of the hard R's and the things that she has to say in,
Yeah,
in an
it's
American
not-
accent, her voice is grating. Like
Yeah,
it's not
it's-
good.
I think what they were banking on is that everyone would be distracted by the fact that she's wearing jeans,
shorts?
pants shorts,
Pants shorts.
one
She's wearing
leg
pants shorts.
full pants, other
Shants,
leg
if you will.
short. And I think they were banking on us being distracted by that.
You're
we
okay
didn't
with
fall,
that?
We didn't fall for the trap. We were not distracted by that.
No.
We were for a minute.
And then we were like, this
And then we were
song
like,
sucks.
get back to it. And yeah, we realized
She
that
also is a terrible mom.
well, yes. So they do meet Marisol's mama manager and
Mama manager.
Mama manager.
Manager.
And she plays nice with the Cheetah girls.
Yeah,
and
she's thrilled that her daughter's going to have some
Yeah.
real talent.
That's
and
right. But that's not what we hear afterwards. We hear her talking to Marisol and basically telling her, like, you got to win this time. This is your moment. We got to take him down, this whole thing. So then the movie...
Yeah, there's a subtext of you can apparently only enter this festival three times.
You failed it twice. If you fail again, you're out. That's what
We
the mom
learn
says.
rules about this festival as the movie goes on, which is fun.
And they're not like overtly stated, but we just picked up on the fact that her mom was like, this is your third
This
try.
is it. It's a 3 strikes you're
It's a
out.
3 strikes you're out.
So we
Bayando Gata.
assume-
Can't take money at any time.
Yeah, we assume that
There's
if
rules.
you lose 3 times in a row, you are murdered, I think. Like,
but she's
it's-
also like the star. Like when they announce her later on, it's like everyone
All
goes
of the-
nuts.
yeah.
Like, so I don't know. How could she
well,
not?
she's the hometown favorite, but you can enter from all over the world.
That's right. And our hands are tied.
So
We're at the part of the movie where everyone starts doing their own thing. What's her name is hanging out with Joaquin, and Chanel is starting to hang out with Marisol, and they're kind of doing their
This
thing because
strikes me
Chanel.
is very familiar to another movie I've seen with Raven Simone called The Cheetah Girls 1.
Well, this is different. And Chanel, because she's.
well, they weren't all in the other one. They weren't all doing their own
That's true.
thing. It was like a 3-to-1 situation.
But they split up.
They split up.
This is a 1-to-1 to
Raven's
1
the
to
one
1.
that's focused on the music.
so
Anyway, Chanel's hanging out with Marisol because
Yep.
they bond
speak
over
Spanish.
the Spanish.
Yeah.
Aqua is designing.
Yeah, she
stuff.
loves
That's right.
design clothes.
Meets a
Galleria's
very
mom.
famous designer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Galleria's mom is a designer in New York. They bump into her fashion school friends who are
Made a jean jacket that she loved.
Yeah.
the best
whole
jean
thing.
jacket she's
phenomenal.
ever
worn.
worn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get it.
So she's off hanging out with Galleria's mom.
Yes, and Galleria is mad because
Everyone's enjoying Spain.
Everybody is having fun, and she's the one that's here focusing on
Yeah.
why they're here, which is the music. She works on this original song. It is the best song that she's ever written,
Yep.
and she is mad that everybody else isn't as focused on this as she is. And she decides, I'm donezo. I'm going to hop on a train to London
Paris.
town, Paris town, and have a lot of fun because my dad is there. We didn't mention that at the beginning, but now we have. And
Yeah, isn't it fun that her dad is traveling Europe
Yeah.
but has
And
no
it's not-
plans to come to
No,
the
they
he's
festival?
weren't
like,
going to
"You're
meet
that
up at
close?
all. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
going to. I'm a train ride away,
We'll
but I
catch
can't.
you on the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
is what it is.
I know, like in the first one, Galleria is kind of, she always has that reputation of being like the drama queen, so
Yeah,
focused.
yeah.
In the first
That's- I
one,
mean,
she
that's
goes
so Raven.
overboard with, I'm the star. And in this one, I'm on her side. Like, I think you should be having fun. Like, being in Barcelona for a summer with your best friends is a once in a lifetime opportunity, but also like the festival is approaching really quickly and you
Festival's
have
approaching.
not rehearsed.
Yeah.
Both
A
hands.
note. Like, so like, yes, I'm excited that you guys get to go do these things, but like maybe an hour a day
Yeah.
work on the thing you're here for.
Unlike Hallmark movies, I appreciate the fact that they A, go to Barcelona and let people explore Barcelona, and B, let teenagers be teenagers who would 100% not be
Yes.
caring about that competition.
Yes.
All of them. They would be all over the map.
Right.
So
Right.
And then Galleria is like, okay, well, that's fine. Like, we're not going to do
we're
the
not
festival.
Cheetah sisters anymore.
And it's just kind of like, well, I was here for this. You guys have found your passions and that's fine. But I'm not going to go perform an unrehearsed song. So like, I'm
You're
not
not doing it. You
And I
can't
think
make
that's
me.
fair.
Practice.
Like,
Can't make me. And that brings us to them singing a song together, but on separate parts of the property.
yes.
Yeah.
This is
It was
the
a-
equivalent.
This is how they
of-
know.
It was a Gabriella High
Yes,
School
it's
Musical.
Gabriella's
Yes.
All His Lost Song moments,
Yeah.
a Kenny Ortega staple. And
Yes. Where we need Chanel to be in some high heels, dancing around a fountain about her sadness.
and I
And she
cannot
doesn't
stress
fall in.
I cannot stress this enough. They are all on the same property,
That's right.
but all
But the
Separate.
property, as we've
It's
mentioned
big.
before, is massive.
It's massive.
So
It's
they
big,
can't
but
hear
they
each other.
can't-
Telepathy, pure and
Yeah.
simple.
that doesn't stop their harmonies from
That's right.
working.
Crushing.
And so that happens.
They're Cheetah sisters.
They wake up the next morning and they realize, oh, wow, she really is leaving. So they go down to the train station in their jams and they sing a song. They sing the song. Not the song, but is it the song?
I don't know.
They sing a song. And she's like, oh, wow, I guess you are serious. I will come back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go sing at the Bailando Gato, shall we?
They are going to celebrate by going down to the dancing
Vamos
cat.
a Bailando Gato.
The dancing cat.
Juntos.
And they're going to perform. And
ahorita.
as mentioned.
As you can tell, Dan has been learning Spanish.
I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah. Everybody in the comments, tell Dan that you're proud of him.
Yeah.
And so they go to celebrate at the dancing cat, where they're going to perform, as mentioned. Everyone has to, apparently. But
wearing costumes, outfits.
I don't want to talk about
that.
costumes.
I really hope are not what Aqua designed.
We were going to wear them today here, and they got lost.
They got lost in the mail. Yeah. It was a
Did I purposely lose them?
It was
Maybe.
a FedEx situation.
Basically, they're wearing a T-shirt that has like a strip of newspaper.
Yeah.
Very awkwardly like stitched on top of it. Like it looks like they went out there. They showed up in jeans and white shirts, and then they went, "This is too plain.
This doesn't pop.
Grab me a newspaper,"
Right.
and then they just cut out strips. Yikes!
They went for it, I guess. So you wouldn't think that this would be a problem because everybody is supposed to apparently perform at the dancing cat. But Marisol's mama manager, convinces the owner, who's Australian.
That's right. Neither here nor there.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But and I just wanted to mention that an Australian guy came to Barcelona to open up a teen nightclub.
Yeah.
And that's above board.
And that's
above
above
board. Listen.
It's not a big deal.
Listen.
It's not weird.
Listen.
Why did he
pay this one band?
Why did he leave Australia? Was he forced out?
Does the Outback
Is
not
he on the run?
have teen nightclubs?
Do they not have teens?
He has a whole string of nightclubs for teens in Australia. And he's franchising.
He's franchising, and he went to make sure it got off the ground, and it has.
So
they get paid for this. He goes and pays them.
Mama manager convinces him to pay, which is something he's never done before, and I would think he knows the rules.
Literally, Belinda earlier that in the movie sang there for free, clearly for free. Just out of the goodness of her heart.
And so this causes a huge commotion in the Barcelona
we all know
music
the
festival.
rules of this particular
we know
music
the rules,
festival.
But the
3
guy,
strikes, you're out. If you
3
get
strikes,
paid
you get killed.
for any musical performance, you cannot perform in this one.
That's right. The guy who's running the festival, he has a cane. Again, it's not important. And he also plays the trumpet. Again, not important. And he is like, you all are out of, you're disqualified because
you took money.
only amateurs are allowed to perform. You took money. You're out of here. They're heartbroken. And it is suggested, I believe, by Mama Manager that Chanel, you should perform with Marisol, and then maybe. So Mama Manager's like, basically like, my daughter's not good enough to win on her own. Chanel, you come on in. And it's going to be great. And
she plays it off as like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry the Cheetah Girls got disqualified.
One of you should get to.
You should still be represented on stage.
Yeah.
And once she teams up with Marisol, they're unstoppable.
That's right.
So
So the Cheetah Girls are basically like, okay, I guess that's fine. Chanel, you should do it. At least one of us will be on there. They do go back to Australian teen club nightclub guy and return the money. To which Angel, who's creeping around the corner, for reasons I don't know. Remember Angel from the beginning?
We don't know yet. We're going to find out a little bit.
Again, but he still could be paid security.
Could be anything.
Yeah, he could be anything.
A murderer.
He is creeping around the corner though. He's listening in all of this, and apparently he is nephew?
Yeah.
The nephew of the guy who runs the Barcelona Music Festival. And he goes and he tells his uncle the good news that they have returned the money. They are above board.
Well, he tells them that Mama Manager arranged the whole deal.
They didn't know they were getting paid.
They didn't know. Yeah, they didn't do it for the money.
Yeah, this is some dastardly doings, a misunderstanding. The Cheetah Girls are above board.
That's exactly right.
I mean, they're, again, 16, maybe 17?
Yeah.
I think if I performed at a club ahead of a music festival and got off the stage and the owner handed me €100,
yeah,
I don't think would
That is-
say no. Like,
No,
it's just a weird situation to be in where it'd be like, it's probably more
It's
rude
a
if I
love
say
offering.
no.
It's not. I
It's a
didn't
love
get
offering.
paid. It's a love offering.
So it's a winter
different.
jam situation.
Yeah, it's winter jam. And so they find out 30 minutes before showtime that they
It's a
are
go.
back on. This is big news. Very exciting.
Mama
they have
Manager is
practice.
out.
And yes,
Marisol,
Marisol finds out what Mama Manager does.
she
and
takes
basically
herself
like,
out of the
I'm
competition.
done.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing this.
Not a third strike for
She
me.
heads straight for
Yes.
that bowl of churros.
She does
Yeah.
go for the bowl
a
of churros. and who can blame her?
ginormous bowl of churros.
Now, here's the
the way
thing.
God intended.
I don't know, like, how they got all this together.
It doesn't
Costume.
matter.
It doesn't matter.
We could ask that about any given number
And
in
I-
either movie.
And I also don't know if there are any other performers at the Barcelona Music Festival, but it is time for the Cheetah Girls to get on stage and do their thing, which they do.
And I would like to believe that these are the costumes that Aqua has been working on all
of
movie.
course.
Yeah. Raven.
Not a newspaper clipping
Okay.
inside.
So I just want Raven's hat
Yeah.
is
Yeah, we got to camp
insane.
out there for a
It's
second.
not a hat.
So what they've done is they took a hat
Mhm.
with a rim
wide
around
brim.
it.
Yeah.
They made it a
they've
convertible.
Cut the hat part.
It looks
Yeah.
like Raven Simone's head is a planet.
Yes.
And the hat is just a ring
Yeah.
around it.
So
It's a look.
I thought watching this as a teenager that was just a look they
It's
were
a
going
style.
for.
Yeah.
Um,
You didn't go to school like that one day?
no.
I was so confused when I first
And
saw it. I was
then
like, how is her, what
I-
is her hair?
yeah.
How's it there?
I thought it was a stylistic choice for her hair. You know, like, oh, we want you to be in a hat, but we want to showcase your hair. But according to the IMDb trivia, they were going through like rehearsing the scene with the hat, and it kept falling off. They couldn't get it to stay on her head. And now one option would be, okay, no hat.
No hat.
But they were like, no, we really want
We
the
need that.
aesthetic of the hat, so we'll just cut the top off and then stick it around your head like a ring. And now we're here.
Yep, we are.
We are
It's
here.
a wild time.
So they perform.
Yeah.
Win in Barcelona.
Marisol
No,
comes on
win in Spain.
stage as
Win in
well.
Barcelona.
Marisol
The
comes.
rain in Spain. Go ahead.
Marisol
Stays mainly in the plane.
Falls mainly on the planes. Yeah, it sure does. And stays there. It falls and it stays. To both ends. Whenever you're ready, Brandon.
Until it's
Yeah, Brandon, if you could just stay on track.
So Marisol comes on stage. She sings with them.
Brandon, a huge
The-
My Fair Lady fan.
The guy who is running the festival comes out and he plays trumpet, and that's
they
how
got
you know.
they got a marching band.
Yes,
What's dancing boy's name? Joaquin.
Joaquin.
He shows up
yeah.
with his studio
Yes.
as background dancers.
And in my I have created a new rule, which is when the festival organizer comes out and plays trumpet with you, that's how you know. That's how
That's
he
how you know
announces
you've won.
that
You've
he-
won.
that
That's it.
it's a thing he does.
Angel's there playing the guitar. We're all there.
We're all there. They crush it. They win.
They
The
cheat a
end?
girl. They cheat a girl. Yeah.
Did we talk about the mom and Luke?
No, I didn't talk about the mom and Luke. Do you?
Well, the mom is talking. The two moms are chatting, and I don't remember Chanel's mom's name, but she's complaining about how like she just wants Luke to propose. She thought he brought them here for it to be a romantic setting for him to propose, and she's like, maybe he's not proposing because he knows that Chanel hates him. And so then Chanel feels really bad about how she's messed up her mom's life. So she goes to Luke and says like, no, marry my mom. Like, I'm so sorry.
Marry my mom.
And he literally like runs out and proposes.
Oh.
And then they announce to Chanel,
They're going to live in both places, right?
they don't want her to spend her senior year not with her friends. So they're going to be in New York, which I feel like I guess we can cover this later, but maybe you should have had that conversation with Chanel.
Maybe. It would. I think it would have helped.
I
a lot.
think the appropriate amount of emphasis is placed on the plot of this film.
That's Cheetah Girls 2, everybody. Let's take a
Yeah.
quick break. We'll
Win in
come back
Spain.
and we will chat more about this movie, share our thoughts on it, see where it ranks with all the other DComs here on
DCOM Descendants.
We just used that one, the first one, and we're good.
Cheetah sisters, Cheetah girls, Cheetah sisters,
Cheetah sisters?
Cheetah
Cheetah sisters.
Cheetah sisters. That's what you need to know. I've got some letterbox reviews if you want it.
I would love those, Brand.
Michael says 4 stars. Anyone else ever think about Marisol's iconic half jeans, half jorts look every second of every day, or is it just me?
Chance. You mean Chance?
It's not just you. I haven't stopped thinking about how weird it is. Catherine says 5 stars. I still can't get over Raven's Pirates of the Caribbean outfit in the Last Dance number.
Yeah.
Aqua really did her dirty with that one. Sarah McCoy says 5 stars. Kenny Ortega came in and did what needed to be done. Ian says 4 stars. There's no reason for Dorinda and Joaquin to have that much sexual tension. Can't believe this got a G rating. And Jana says 5 stars. Deleting my dating apps because I want to meet somebody the old-fashioned way. Travel to Barcelona. My friend's stepdad's godson invites me to a dance studio where I do a dance number filled with sexual tension to a Drew Seeley song.
Yeah.
Andres says 4 stars. The Empire Strikes Back of this franchise.
Oh my God.
Zay says 5 stars. The music in this movie could wake me up from a coma. And Emily says 5 stars. Chanel and Marisol's relationship developing over this film played out like an enemy to lovers fanfic. And I know I have Kenny Ortega to thank for this. So lots of weirdos out there. It's time for us to share our thoughts on this movie. Aaron, Cheetah Girls 2.
Mm-hmm.
What you think?
Yeah. I think all of those reviews are pretty accurate.
All of them.
All of them.
Sure.
That's a move.
Enemies to lovers.
I mean, I loved them all. I like this movie more than the first one. I think the first one is very iconic for what it did in the decom world.
The first one that is vaulting down your list, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when we
Yeah.
get to making the list.
Yeah.
I mean, that soundtrack was so iconic where it was just not a musical because they're very purposeful when they're singing in the first one, but like it was a fun, once the movie was over, then I could go listen to the soundtrack and play that on repeat every day of my life and until now. And
it pulls you out of a
Until
coma.
this morning.
pulls you out of a coma. But this movie, like you can tell it's just, there was more thought into it. There's a bigger budget. Like the music numbers are just bigger and better and more frequent. Which I loved and Dan also loved. Don't listen to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this movie a lot more than the first one. It was really a wake up call in my ranking, so we'll talk about that in the next segment. Not like less questions for me in this one than in the first one. My main concern is like, where did Galleria's boyfriend go from the first movie?
What about that dog? That dog that was amazing.
I'm assuming he's traveling with dad.
Yeah, of course. Interesting.
But like, I'm assuming maybe her boyfriend graduated because he was older. I think he was a senior. She was a freshman.
Well, his DJ career is really taken
Yeah,
off.
he
taken
graduated
off, of
and
course.
probably just like forgot
Yeah.
all about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, maybe Chanel's mom, whatever your name is, have a conversation with your daughter when you're planning on introducing a new man permanently into your lives, and discuss like when that new man lives on a different continent, maybe have a conversation with, it's not like your daughter's 3.
Yeah.
She's 16 or 17 years old. Have a conversation like, hey, he's moving to New York. Like I don't know, just have a, that's my main issue. Other than that, 10 out of 10, 5 stars. No notes.
This movie slaps. It gets the Kenny Ortega bump. The guy knows how to direct a musical or musical adjacent movie. Like it flows so much better. Songs better, dance numbers better, dialogue. You can understand it in this movie, which is apparently not something they were focused on in the first one. And so this movie is, I had never seen it before. I had seen the original Cheetah Girls and I was like, that's good enough for me. But now that I've seen it, this movie is significantly better in my opinion than the first one. A real good time with some real good songs. 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, no notes. Dan?
Yeah, so I notoriously hated the first Cheetah Girls, and I hated it not because of what it was, but because it wasn't for me and didn't age particularly well. I think, unlike High School Musical, Cheetah Girls is a movie that if you were young when you saw it, then not only did the music speak to you, but the story spoke to you and everything worked, and it was a very important part of your childhood, and that means it's great for you, not great for me. High School Musical transcends that because it is a musical, and I'm not saying this isn't a musical, but All of the songs,
It's not.
it isn't all the songs that are performed here are not performed with everyone in the cast involved and in on the bit. They are still.
I think in this movie, I think the only one that would maybe qualify as a musical is when they're all
in the street.
well, when they're singing about their feelings.
Yeah. I guess.
Other than that,
and
every
Strut. I think Strut would
Well,
count too.
no, because Strut, they are performing.
So
like people are
that-
noticing them sing.
That gets to the whole issue is that the plot is very much incorporated in High School Musical into the singing. Everyone just breaks out in song, and you get, in my opinion, the musical bump from High School Musical, which is you are really watching something different on the Disney Channel. It is a musical. This is not. This is a movie for 12-year-olds. And Cheetah Girls won. I understood that. It wasn't for me. And so we can just agree to put it in the middle of the pack. This movie is far worse than that to me. I can't explain to you how much I hated this movie. One, it's 100 minutes long. Who do you think you are, Cheetah Girls? That's one. Two,
It's the Kenny Ortega bump.
there are more songs and the plot makes less sense than the first one. And the plot in the first one makes a fair amount of sense. They think they're getting a record deal. Then they have different priorities. There's a weird scene in the inn in Manhattan where somebody's stuck. But at least I remember that plot beat for beat. And I remember pulling for them at least to get this record deal or to get out of the clutches of this person who is very controlling. This plot is nonsensical. It is purely there for the songs. And if you think the songs are better than the first one, that's fine. I don't have an opinion on the songs. None of them really appealed to me. So for me, this was a worse time. This was a harder sit, a worse movie. Not for me at all. I did not want any part of this movie. And I can only hope that the third one is way shorter than this one. Don't tell me if I'm wrong.
It's been a bad week for you with movies, Dan.
Yeah, it's tough.
You've hated everything this week. It's been a tough week movie-wise.
It's been a tough week so far. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Maybe the Star Wars movie.
Maybe the Star Wars will turn it around.
It's time for us to rank the movie and see where it lands, if it breaks our top 10, if it doesn't. I'll start with you, Aaron.
That's your name. What's your name?
Just start with you, and then either one of us could have jumped in.
The girl podcast host. What's her name? I'll start with you.
So in ranking these, I made me think about Cheetah Girls 1 and how high it was on my list. And so basically, I put Cheetah Girls 2 where I had Cheetah Girls 1 and then dropped Cheetah Girls 1 down.
Fair.
So Cheetah Girls 1 is now at 26 behind Halloween Town 2 and ahead of Full Court Miracle. And Cheetah Girls 2 is coming in at number 20 right behind Wendy Wu and ahead of Now You See It.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then top 10 has not changed. We've got Halloween Town at 10, 9, Get a Clue, 8, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, 7, Phantom of the Megaplex, 6, Smart House, 5, Johnny Tsunami, 4, Right on Track, 3, Cadet Kelly, 2, High School Musical, and number 1, Motocrossed.
What is Right on Track?
Right on track.
Beverly Mitchell.
Right on track.
I have Cheetah Girls 1 at 48.
Buzz, your girlfriend.
I got Cheetah Girls 2 at 17.
Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
Not at all. Did you hear my review?
I heard your review, but 48 to 17, Brand.
Yeah. The chasm's
Gosh.
Massive.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You can't get there from here.
Yeah, I get there pretty easily. In fact, my top 10's not changed. Phantom of the Megaplex at 10, Full Court Miracle at 9, Smart House at 8, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off at 7, Cadet Kelly at 6, Get a Clue at 5, High School Musical at 4, Motocross at 3, Johnny Tsunami at 2, and the greatest movie of our time, anytime and all of time, Brink.
It's like he has two separate lists.
He does.
They're so far apart.
I had the original Cheetah Girls at 38. I have it behind Twitches Be Crazy, ahead of Jumping Ship. That is where Cheetah Girls 1, 38. That's where it ranks. Cheetah Girls 2, 45. Right behind Life is Rough and right ahead of Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. It's behind both dog movies, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Man.
Top 10 hasn't changed. Halloween Town, Full Court Miracle, Scream Team, Get a Clue, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, Phantom of the Megaplex, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, Johnny Tsunami, Cadet Kelly, number 1 Motocrossed. Gonna be tough to beat it.
Well, we did it, everybody.
We did
Congratulations
it.
to us. We will be back next week with
Return to Halloween Town. The 4th and final Halloween Town movie.
but new cast.
New Marnie. Everyone else is the same.
That's
Cool. No Kimberly J. Brown.
No Kimberly
Return
J.
to
Brown.
Halloween
to
Town.
be clear, we're going back to Halloween Town without
Sans
the
Brown.
without the best part of the
Yeah.
movie.
And then the week after that, jump in.
Oh heck yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
right?
Heck
Man,
yeah.
I was driving home the other day. No, it was when I was coming to work Tuesday.
Yep.
As I was pulling in to the studio, Push It came on. And
To
I
the-
sat in my
did
car.
you, did you push it to the limit?
I did. I sat in my car for a little while.
You
Listened to
push
that song.
it. You push it.
Yeah.
To the limit.
Pushed showing up on
Limit.
time to the limit.
How
Cool.
about that?
Cool, everybody.
All right, we did it, everybody. Congratulations to us. Come back next week. Leave a review. Tell all your friends to listen,
And also leave a review.
and also
Do both,
also
yeah.
leave a review. Until next time,
Keep
Decom.
on to Decom.
Cheetah.
Sisters.
Decom Descendants is a Bramble Jam podcast that's produced and edited by Brandon Gray. You can find out more information about our show on the web, decompodcast.com, or on the socials at Decom Descendants. To watch us watch these movies live, you can go to bramblejamplus.com or takethetape.com. And please, for the love of God, if you want to see us watch more of these, go and leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts by any means necessary.
Wow. Any means?